welcome back to another edition of Austin's American Flyer, where today we're taking a look at Mystic Stations. Probably not the one you're familiar with seeing. At least I don't see much done in the way of information or talking about this particular variation, but this one has a crane on the platform and it's pretty sizable. But let me not get ahead of myself here. Let's back the card up a little bit here. Back in 1936, during the O-scale days, pre-war, Flyer came out with this lithographed freight station platform. As you can see here in this picture, very ornate, lots of color, and they also had a different type of crane here on the end, although the crane pictured here, the boom lifts up and down, but I don't see any handles on the side. But this early one certainly had some curb appeal because of the colors on it. Again, that was produced between 1936 and 1939. Then in 1939, they came out with this one here, which they changed the number to a 612. And this particular version continued all the way up to 1954, which I find fascinating. That means there's probably a fair amount of these out there. However, according to Doyle, they're not super common, and he lists different types, and there's at least 4 that he lists, and they have to do with the color. So the gray base here and green subplatform, and then black rotating crane platform is considered a type 1. The type 2, this became gray. The type 3 had a tan station roof and a gray base, which I haven't seen any of those before. And then type 4 had a green station roof and black rotating crane and a brown base. So I'm assuming it's this, but maybe they're talking about this. Some of those details are not super clear. I did a quick search and didn't find any color variations other than this one. Now, it's again, according to Doyle, they all have the same scarcity rating of 5. So apparently they were all produced in equal amounts, or showed up in equal amounts, or somehow valued equally. So interesting stuff. Now, those of you familiar with the Mystic Station, this does not have the record player inside, pretty bare bones. But as you can see, we've got ourselves here the steam crane with a working crank here for the hook, and we've got another crank back here for the boom. And I just disconnected my wire for the light. Okay. So kind of fascinating. What's also I find interesting about this particular freight station is that it's kind of sizable. So I have a sizable ruler here just to make my point, because this is a sizable platform. You can see it's 1.5 feet long, so we're 19 inches from left to right, and it's 8 inches from front to back. So it does offer some interesting operational options because of this crane here. I mean, you could have some real fun staging different types of product being loaded or unloaded with this crane. And again, with the size of it, you could potentially have, a 90-degree crossover here and have track going both sides, or certainly front and back. Just some interesting possibilities with something this size. So again, this is nothing mechanically detailed, so to speak. There's not really a motor with it. There's not much to it. But what I want to do is clean this up. I'm going to put in new transparency windows all the way around, and do a little bit of cleaning, and then I'll put this on my little website in case there's somebody out there that would like to have one of these. They're pretty cool. But I certainly don't have room on my layout for one. I guess I'd like to see somebody getting some use out of it, because it's too cool of a thing to be just sitting on a box here at my train room. So anyhow, I will bring you back once I've got some of this processing done, and we'll take a closer look at things. Right now it's a little bit rusty, a little bit dusty, but go ahead and see about getting some of that taken care of, and then we'll take another look. All right, let's bring it back later. Is huge, and so I'm having a hard time figuring out where to put stuff while I work on other parts. So what I've done is I've taken the ramps and the frame loose, and the crane has actually got rivets, so I'll probably, yeah, I'm just gonna keep that there. But I wanted to see what I could do about this little bit of rust here. I don't quite understand where this came from, but I'm using some WD-40. I might try some mineral spirits. I just want to get that rust off, which it is coming off. Again, taking some rubbing, and then I want to just kind of wipe clean this entire surface. I'm not interested in really repainting this. I just want to make it clean. I'd like to leave it original, but certainly clean. So that's the goal. Let's take a look at these platforms here. Eeh, that's not great, but it's all surface rust, so probably gonna be okay. How about here? Oh, same kind of thing. All right, so no real surprises there, just need some cleaning. So that's what I'm gonna do here. I just said prettier. See if I can make this a little prettier than it is right now. That phrase doesn't even belong in a layout room. I'm sorry. I didn't lose my man card. I just momentarily had amnesia. Sorry about that. I want to make this cleaner, and I want it to be more original, and it'll look cool. Not pretty. It'll look cool. So here's just kind of a quick progress report. This is the side I've worked on. This is not. And you know, I've gotten some of this rust, or a lot of it, gone, but there's still some that just kind of is what it is. But the staining, like there used to be stain here, and that I was able to get off. It's just a lot of rubbing, man, so much rubbing. WD-40 is your friend. And the edges, there's some paint loss, but again, I'm not repainting this. I'm just cleaning it up. So I guess it's encouraging to see. I'm convincing myself by saying it out loud. This is an improvement. This is an improvement. So I decided that the draw, or the main crank here, is just too rusty, and so I'm gonna loosen the screw up and pull that out and polish it, and then put it back together. It needs to happen. So I've got this nice and polished up, and I put it all back together. Put just a little bit of lubrication on either side, just to help it spin more freely. And then the boom, I also took that off. I polished this back here, put again just a tiny bit of lubrication in there, and things seem to move pretty freely now. You can raise and lower this with no squeaking. Like I said, moves very freely. And then the hoist itself here moves awful nice. So I'll put the roof back on. I've got this platform pretty clean. I think there's a little bit more I need to do here. I see it's a little bit something on there yet, but getting close to having this part done. So yay. Then it only leaves that and that, and that, which will take forever and a day, and of course that. Well, here we have our 612. Yeah, it's been a fun project. I put all new quote-unquote glass on all the windows all the way around. This is a sympathetic restoration, so I didn't do any repainting. I just did a lot of cleaning, polishing where I could. The crane has been all cleaned up, although I don't know. Yep, it'll turn through there. Okay. Took everything apart here and did a little bit of lubrication, so it works really smoothly now. But yeah, if you're in the market for a station that was made from 1939 all the way up to 1954, please consider this one. It is big, it is fun, and would be a great accessory to anyone's layout. And there you have it. How's that for a promotion?